Today we'll be going over the 1997 thriller called Anaconda, which follows a film crew deep in the Amazon jungle looking for a forgotten tribe, but comes across legendary Anaconda and the Poacher trying to catch it. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe to Movie Boo. Alright, time to get into this classic film.
Anaconda. In the beginning, a poacher is attacked by an unknown creature that breaks through his boat, but he shoots himself before being killed by it. Meanwhile, film director Terry Flores and her friend Professor Stephen Cale plan to shoot a documentary about the Shirashama tribe that lives in the Amazon rainforest. After gathering up the team including the cameraman Danny Rich, narrator Warren Westridge, production manager Denise Kalberg, her boyfriend and sound engineer Gary Dixon, and the boat skipper, Mateo, they begin their journey through the Amazon River. During a rainstorm, the group rescues a stranded snake hunter Paul Cerrone, who convinces them that he can lead him to the Shirashama tribe as a thank you gesture for saving his life. After moving forward, as they spot a statue of a giant snake coiling around a man, Cerrone tells them it is built by Shirashama as they worship these giant snakes and consider them as their guardians. The group is not quite happy with Cerrone's presence, and Cale even argues with him multiple times over their difference of opinion about the Shirashama legend. Sailing further, as Cale jumps into the water to set free the boat stuck with something, he gets stung by a deadly wasp. After bringing him back on board, they find the wasp inside his mouth, and Cerrone performs a cricothyrotomy on him to save his life. Cerrone tells Terry they must get Cale to the hospital, otherwise he may not survive, and offers his help to find him the shortest way. Danny is a bit reluctant to follow him blindly and shares his concern with Terry, but they are forced to do so after being unable to find any other option. Cerrone leads the group to an alternate route, but they end up at a giant wooden wall blocking the way. After discussing their options, they decide to demolish it with the dynamite, but the resulting explosion breaks free several snakes hidden behind the wall. The ensuing struggle to get them out of the boat makes them lose all of their fuel containers except one. After getting rid of the snakes, they arrive near the abandoned boat of the poacher who shot himself earlier. A newspaper cutting reveals that the poacher along with Cerrone and the boat skipper Mateo used to hunt snakes together, but Cerrone hides it from Danny. While leaving the boat, Mateo falls into the water where an anaconda suffocates him to death. Unaware of Mateo's fate, the group worries about him, but Cerrone is not bothered at all. Instead, he tells them if they can capture the giant anaconda alive, they can make a lot of money from it. The next day, Cerrone shoots down a monkey to use as bait to catch an anaconda. Terry tries to stop him, but to their surprise, Jerry is also siding with Cerrone and is supporting his idea of catching the giant anaconda. Upon their question about his motive, Gary reveals Cerrone has promised to get him out alive if they help him capture the snake. When the group still argues, Cerrone shoots at Danny and forces them to comply with him while asking Gary to keep an eye on them. After taking over the boat, Cerrone tries to capture the anaconda, but it attacks them back and kills Gary. The crew is shocked by Gary's death, but Cerrone tortures Westridge to help him with the boat. Later, they tie up Cerrone as punishment for what happened to Gary, while Terry reveals knowing that he and Mateo were on the same team and it was their plan to lure them into this side of the river. They arrive near a waterfall, but the boat gets stuck, forcing Danny, Gary, and Terry to go inside the water to get it loose. Meanwhile, Denise confronts Cerrone and intends to stab him, but he strangles her to death before dumping her body into the water. Anaconda emerges from the water and attacks them, but Westridge distracts it to let Danny and Terry get on the boat safely. Westridge then tries to climb up to the waterfall, while Cerrone, who got himself free, starts fighting with Danny and Terry. The snake attacks Westridge after clinging to the tree, but the tree snaps and falls on the boat, forcing the crew to jump into the water, while Westridge is killed after falling from the waterfall. When the snake attacks Danny, Terry shoots it in the head, but Cerrone, who still wants to capture it alive, attacks Terry. Cale, who woke up in the process, stabs Cerrone with the tranquilizer dart before losing his consciousness again while Danny knocks him into the water. After putting Cale back in the bed, Danny and Terry step out of the boat to an abandoned building in search of fuel, but Cerrone, who managed to get out of the water, attacks them. After tying him up, he splashes the monkey's blood on him in an attempt to lure the anaconda in. As the snake suffocates them, Cerrone tries to capture it with a net, but it breaks free and attacks him, before swallowing him alive as Danny and Terry watch in horror. The anaconda then chases Terry after regurgitating barely alive Cerrone, but Danny kills it with the axe. Danny and Terry then return to the boat where Cale has started to recover. In the end, the trio eventually finds the Shirashama tribe, which helps them find their way back.
Thanks for watching this movie recap. For more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss another Movie Boo video.